Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. I've got a cool find here I want to show you. Check out this 2001, I believe it is. Yeah, a 2001 GMC Yukon with, I believe, where are we at here? 286 and some change. Almost a 300K on the odometer here. Yeah, there we go. 286, 938 on the odometer. So we'll be hitting 300,000 in no time. Yeah, in situations like these, I like to just round up and say, hey, it's a 300,000 mile Yukon, because we all know it's going to get there, right? Now, this vehicle was just bought by a friend of mine, and he bought this to do some light trailer towing, hauling people around, and just likes the big SUV, the Yukon XL style of vehicles here. And this is a really beautiful truck. I want to show you guys just how clean this thing is for being a 2001 with almost 300,000 miles on it. I mean, this is a really good find. This is a diamond in the rough. The only blemish I can point out on the vehicle on the outside is this little trim piece right here. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's no rust. There's no scrapes, no dents, no dings, no damage anywhere. Absolutely amazing. This thing was taken care of very, very well. It's in great shape. You can take a look at these leather seats. And unlike the Excursion, they're still in decent shape. It's just now starting to come apart at the seam a little bit right there, but look at this. I mean, the whole vehicle is in terrific shape. It's so clean. I'm really amazed. This is really something else. Your back seats here, you've got, look at that. You got a video cassette tape player. Oh, wow. That's just awesome. You got a DVD player as well, so you got both of these. You got your little TV screen here. Flips down. That is a tiny TV, but yeah, it is what it is. Automatic rear climate controls. It's just, man, oh man. This is really something else. All these little vents are still in place. That one over there is missing one little flap, but everything else is all here. It really amazes me how similar this vehicle is to the Excursion when it comes to the layout and the material of these seats. Everything is so familiar. It's almost identical. I mean, if you didn't know that much about vehicles, you would get in here and look at this and think, wow, this is an Excursion. It's amazing how similar they are. And the body lines are perfect. Everything lines up great. Even these headlights look new. They're not foggy. None of the trim or the chrome here say, well, there's a little bitty bubble right there. But other than that, this chrome isn't bubbling up. The engine compartment is very clean. I mean, incredibly clean. This is just really something else. I mean, everything just fits. Everything is just like it would have been when this vehicle rolled off the assembly line in late 2000 or 2001, whichever one it was. Really, the only thing I can find is, I mean, this is starting to fade up here a little bit on the roof rack, but man, I mean, the clear coat is still in good shape. There's no rust. There's no paint chips. This is really a great find. I'm very impressed. I'm so impressed I can't even get my camera to focus. Keep hitting the zoom button there. So it's a beautiful truck. We got that down. On the outside it's clean. The inside looks nice. Everything works. It looks great. But how's this truck going to look underneath? And that's what I want to check out. Now, before my friend bought this, the previous owner told him he had done several things. He had done the water pump, he had done the belts, he had done a few other things under there, had the transmission rebuilt. So I'm just going to take a look and see, okay, were these really done? Let's take a look and see. But I bet with this vehicle having as many miles as it does on it, we're probably going to see leaking cooler lines, probably for sure leaking oil pan gasket. What GM 5.3 vehicle doesn't have that leaking, or a rear main, one of the two. So we got that. Probably going to see some front axle seals leaking, known for those. Might want to check the transfer case, may see some leaks there. Rear differential is probably going to need a pinion seal at these kind of miles. But let's take a look at underneath this vehicle. Let's see the stuff that you don't see outside, the pretty paint, the good interior, and everything on this old car. Let's take a look underneath and see what this thing is really made of. And yes, I can pick up this GMC Yukon all the way in my garage. This lift will go to maximum height thanks to these tall ceilings in here. I love it. This is just my home garage. Now, one other thing I need to mention as well is he tried to get a safety inspection done. Here in the state of Missouri, you have to have a safety inspection done on your vehicle before you can license it. And they failed it for 3 out of 4 ball joints, both lower ball joints and one of the uppers. So I'm going to check and just make sure that that's valid. I would imagine at this many miles, it is probably legit. They do need to be replaced. But as I predicted, there's the old pan gasket leaking, most likely. It could be something else, but more than likely it's your pan gasket. The axle seals aren't technically leaking. I like to refer to a leak as an actual drop that forms, but I would call this a seep. So we've got some axle seals seeping here. So you can see both of them are seeping. That's a real common issue on these trucks. I don't know what they're doing up here with these cooler lines, but this is kind of interesting. But oh well, I mean, it's not leaking and they appear to be fairly secure, so okay. I did notice that the fog lights are missing. You can see the wires to the fog lights there, but the fog lights are nowhere to be found. So take a look at the transfer case. Looks like we might have some fluid seeping a little bit. That could also be from the vent though. You want to make sure that you check the vent, and in this case it does kind of look like it's maybe leaking from the vent up there. So I'll check the fluid level and see if it's overfilled at all. What I didn't notice is the fluid being slung around all over underneath the vehicle. Usually if you're leaking from the seal, the drive shaft is going to sling it around, and I don't see that. So that tells me it's probably leaking from that vent up there. Rear differential looks good. I don't see any pinion seals leaking or anything. That all looks good. My only real concern with this truck is the brake lines. The brake lines on these trucks like to rust and break. Real common issue, so and check on that, take a look at that, make sure everything looks okay there. We've definitely got some play in that lower ball joint. So we'll slap some lower ball joints in this thing, check the uppers while we're at it, and see if it needs anything else from there. Well, let's start it up, shall we? You can't have a GMC Yukon reach almost 300,000 miles without your Scooby-Doo floor mats. That's a must. So mark that, y'all. Make sure you remember, get you some Scooby-Doo mats. This thing runs really nice. Yeah, what a beautiful truck. There is a little bit of bearing noise coming from the alternator here. The biggest problem I can find is the oil pan gasket leaking. But you know, if you're someone who actually checks your oil every time you get gas, maybe keep a cord in there just in case it's a little low, and just monitor it, and you don't mind a couple spots on your driveway or your garage, or you got a little pan underneath of it, who cares? That's the only thing that's leaking on this vehicle, and it's just a slow drip every once in a while. Let me know what you guys think. What would you pay for a vehicle like this? Would you buy something like this? I would. In fact, I'm kind of jealous. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you guys next time with some more 300,000 mile vehicles maybe. We'll see. Whatever rolls in through the door.